tickets to the Cheese Capital Cup at Road America. We've got golf simulator packages from Tea Time Social, Tap-In Golf Sims and Sports Bar, a Pabst Theater Group live event ticket bundle, Fifth Row Jim Gaffigan tickets. He's playing here Sunday, April 13th at the Riverside. And don't forget, a $500 Cellar Pub and Grill gift card.
Yeah, you can go to the website, check it all out at 1029thehog.com.
Or call 414-978-5600. The MACC Fund Radiothon is presented by Window Nation. This hour is brought to you by Lakeside International Trucks. Painting by Christopher. Phone number once again is 414-978-9500. And go to the 1029thehog.com website. Powered by Savalia Financial Advisors. See what's there, bid on it. And a moment to thank... someone thoughtful for the donation left in memory of Dr. James Clements. Says a wonderful doctor and a better human being. So,
all right. So you got the numbers, you got the website. We go to our phone lines. Ladies and gentlemen, calling all the way from, I'm guessing it's Arizona.
But who knows?
Number 19. You know him. You love him. Robin Yount, the kid. Good afternoon, Robin. How are you?
I'm okay. It's morning where I'm at. I'm not in Arizona. I'm in Hawaii.
Wow.
Hawaii. Wow.
Yep. I'm in Hawaii, sitting here looking at it rain.
Ah.
Well, it rains every day in Hawaii. It passes quickly, and then you go out and you enjoy you're in paradise, Robin. Enjoy paradise.
That I am. I won't argue that. That's why we come here pretty regular.
I was going to say, what brings you to Hawaii? Is it just a family vacation?
Not exactly. We have a number of timeshares over here. Not a number, two.
Okay.
Timeshares, really?
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right.
How's that going?
Been coming over since 1983. Used to be our vacation at the end of the season. Our whole family would come over. The middle 2 weeks in November, you could always find us on the island of Maui.
Really?
And, yeah, we bought a timeshare there, like I said, in the 80s, and still have it today. And it's one of the most enjoyable things we've ever had to count on. Like I say, for however many years, my math's not very good anymore.
Have you met the other people that stay there ever?
Actually, no, not in our unit.
Okay.
But Bob McClure, one of my ex-teammates years ago, kind of put this together. And there was 4 or 5 families that bought into this, and we were all there at the same time. And some of them were ball players. It's not like we didn't have enough time together throughout the baseball season. We also went over to Maui and spent 2 more weeks together on Maui with our families. And the kids were little when we started doing it. And now, some of those families, those little kids that were the terror of the apartment complex, are now bringing their own children over, and their children are now terrorizing the apartment complex. But anyhow, the reason we're here this time is, you know how anybody that's familiar with timeshares knows these big companies like, the Hyatt or Hilton or Marriott or Westin, they always have specials, and they basically give you the room if you want to come over for 5 or 6 days. If you'll go to the seminar, and I know what they're trying to do. They try to sell you more, right? So
Wait a minute. At your age, Robin, you are too smart to go tell yourself, I'll go to the seminar for 2 hours, wake me up when it's done.
Yep, I certainly am. 5 or 6 years ago, I came over doing the same thing, and this time we went to Maui. And I knew ahead of time exactly what was going to happen. They're going to try to sell me a couple more weeks at the Westin over on Maui. And I went into the seminar, and I told the woman to speak as fast as she could because I have no interest in buying.
Yeah.
And I want to go to the beach. And about 2 hours later, I signed my name 5 or 6 times again.
Come on.
And own 2 more weeks of timeshare at the Weston property.
But you sound like you enjoy it.
But you enjoy
Yeah,
Hawaii,
You're
so
having a lot of fun.
Are you happy with the decision?
I love Hawaii.
Okay.
But
Good.
that's why we're here again this time. We came with another couple. We're on the island of Kauai this time.
Okay.
We've been to this place where we're staying now multiple times on those weeks that I bought 5 or 6 years ago. And that's what's going on right now. We're here for a cheap room for 5 or 6 nights, and we've got to go to another seminar.
Come on.
Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday. But
right.
I am here to make a public announcement on your radio show that I am not going to buy any more weeks at the Weston timeshare this trip.
On this
And after that, if you want to call me and find out whether I was able to do that or not, you can.
Okay.
Do they have a psychological profile on you or something where they know how to just push the right
in.
buttons and say the right words?
No, I am.
How did you do?
Well, I'm 99% convinced I'm not going to buy this time. The one thing that scares me, looking outside watching it rain, I have a feeling that this salesperson is going to probably throw some sort of rainy day special at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got to be strong enough to turn it down.
All right. Write down on a piece of paper, no, just the word no. And you just keep I'm sorry, no. You can say it politely. It doesn't have to be, I'm sorry. It sounds like a great deal. I'm sure it would be wonderful, but I just can't.
I don't think it's enough.
No?
Right, because you have to be able to get into their heads. You have to jujitsu them.
I was convinced that way 6 years ago and was not able to pull it off. I was caught in a moment of weakness again, and I'm just afraid I might not be able to get through this one either.
How long is the flight from Arizona to Hawaii?
This trip, we must have been going into a pretty strong wind. This was like 6:15 coming. Usually you can get here under 6 hours, but the wind must have been pretty strong. That's probably why there's a lot of rain right now. But normally, and then going back, it's only like 4.5. And you can fly. It's easy from Phoenix to get over here.
Yeah.
They have direct to almost all the islands, and it's not that far. It's not the same distance as driving to California, but I'd rather come here any day.
So it's just you and Mrs. Yount this time?
And another couple.
Okay, right.
I'm going to do my best to make sure the other couple buys and we don't.
Right. Doesn't your wife jump in and go, Robin, no, the answer is no. Robin, no, we're not going to do this. Or is she fine with more weeks in Hawaii every year?
She's sitting about 15 feet from me on the couch, nodding her head. I tried. I tried.
So that's she's good. She doesn't need any more weeks either, right?
No, neither one of us need any more weeks.
Well, then you have to tell her to start pulling her weight in this relationship.
Oh, Bob, here
because
we go.
you clearly can't say no.
Lean on me, I'll lean on you. I'll be weak when,
Put her on it. Need to tell her that.
What? No, put her on the phone. Put her on the phone. I can hear her. What's that?
No. I try my best.
Yes, I'm sure you do. You sound lovely. You sound like a lovely woman. And so Robin,
And a strong woman.
Can you see Robin getting weaker as you go through the negotiations? Do you see him breaking down?
Yeah, I took her away from the phone because I didn't trust what she would say. I muted her. I put a muzzle on her.
All right.
I wish we had some tools for you to use, some, I don't know, helpful tips.
There's got to be some countermeasure.
I need to be psychologically, if that's the right word. It sounds like a pretty big word, but I need to be stronger. I just need to be stronger. I don't know what it is.
Well,
like I said, I'm feeling good about this one, although I've never had to go through one of these when it's raining, and I'm afraid, like I said earlier, they're going to have some sort of special they're going to drop on me because they feel so sorry for me that it's raining.
Yeah. See you and the missus there.
I'm prepared this time.
Okay.
I'm prepared to no. Just say no. Isn't that a slogan for something?
Yeah.
But I think not knowing when they give up is the tough part. Not knowing when the last time they take a run at you is going to be.
I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that you're still signing up for more time in a timeshare because there are commercials running
all the time,
all over the country about. Are you in a timeshare you're trying to get out of? And you're still signing up for more time, Robin. You're like the only guy left in the world.
I know, because I've never had a bad experience with ours.
Great.
It just my bank account is getting much smaller because of it. But we have a great, and I'm saying this in fun, we have a great time. We love coming to Hawaii, but I am not buying more weeks. I have 2 weeks in November, and we have 2 weeks any other time of year to come to Hawaii. And so we're in good shape right now.
All right. All right. All right. So what are you going to do with 6 weeks then?
What are you going to do with those extra 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Robin,
Thanks a lot for your encouragement.
Who was the toughest pitcher you faced? And I know the number of pitchers. I looked at a list on the internet today, and it's how many is it? It's you faced in your career 864 pitchers.
Whoa.
So picking one of them
You
would be...
want me to pick one?
Well, if you can remember someone that, because I'm trying to help you get through this timeshare thing.
And
that you said, okay, I'm going up against blank today, and I have my mental game, and this is what I'm going to do, and I had success. You got to get in that frame of mind.
I was a lot more mentally strong facing a pitcher than I am facing somebody trying to sell me weeks of timeshares.
Because you really want...
It does sound like it.
Yeah, because you really like the timeshares. But you really like getting hits, too, didn't you?
Yeah, so, when you were coming in against, say, Dennis Eckersley, that's probably a good one.
No, I find that. That was... you hit the nail on the head, though, a little bit right there with naming him, because closers, the guys that come in for one inning that end the game with the lead were usually the hardest guy. You only had one shot at them, and they were usually the best pitcher. The best pitchers in the league for one inning were these closers, so they were always pretty hard to hit. But if you're talking about starting pitching where you knew ahead of time who it was going to be, I mean, you got to put Nolan Ryan pretty darn high on that list.
Seems like a no-brainer, right?
I will say, I don't know that I had all that much success against Nolan, but man, did I enjoy
hitting
out of facing him, and just the challenge of it. It was. I don't know. I really. Later on in his career, I finally got him. I hit a home run in about the 8th inning, put us ahead. I remember it in Texas. Might have been the only hit I ever got off him.
No, I got it. I got it right here. 69 at-bats against Nolan Ryan. And counted as at-bats, 79 plate appearances, 16 hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs.
2 home runs.
You should Google yourself, Robin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember one. I can't believe that. That must have been late in his career when he was only throwing 98.
Yeah, right.
10 runs batted in. Not bad at all.
I'd call that successful. Did you ever talk to him about facing him after your careers were over? Did you ever meet up with him?
No, but I have if you have a few minutes, I have a funny Nolan Ryan story.
Sure. Got all day. Are you kidding? Oh, no, we have other Hall of Famers we have to get to. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We have to talk them out of buying timeshares, too.
Yeah.
Your timeshare helpline.
I feel like the longer we keep you on the phone, the better chance there is you don't sign on for more weeks at a timeshare, Robin.
That's what I was just about to say. If you keep me on long enough, I may miss the seminar, and that might be the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. So Nolan Ryan, we had a player traded to us. This was when Nolan was pitching for the Angels, and this might have been my rookie year, first or second year, very early in my career. And the player from the Angels that was traded to us, he didn't have anywhere to stay because it all happened very quickly. And two kids, Kevin Coble and myself, lived in a 3-bedroom apartment, and we're two of us. We had an extra room. This guy says, "Hey, can I stay with you for a little while?" Sure, why not? And then the Angels so happened to be coming into town shortly after he was traded to us, and he and Nolan were very good friends. Unfortunately, when they came into town, this player, his name was Ken Berry, who was traded to us, was supposed to pick Nolan Ryan up at the hotel downtown and take him fishing. And it so happened that he was unable to do that because he had to go to court that morning to meet with an attorney about his wife wanted a divorce.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, how about that? And so he's now not able to pick up Nolan Ryan, and he asked me, "Hey, how about doing me a favor, and you mind going down and picking Nolan up and taking him?" There was this farm that had a nice bass fishing pond on it that we used to use, and he wanted me to take him to that pond. So I said, "Okay, I guess."
What are you,
Like
20?
I could 19, 20 at the most.
Right.
And sitting I pick him up. We drive. It's probably an hour drive from downtown. And I pick him up, and at that time I was pretty quiet, shy. And I pick him up. He gets in the car, and "Hello, how you doing?" I introduced myself because I don't know if we ever played. I think I had tasted, but either way, he doesn't say 2 words on the drive out, and I sure as heck am not going to bring anything up. So
Just a weird, silent car ride out to a pond in the middle of nowhere.
Two future Hall of Famers just not talking.
It's a little rowboat, and we spend at least 3 hours in this rowboat. Now, we did catch a bunch of fish.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, in 3 hours between the two of us, if there was 5 words spoken, that's more than I think it was. And so we get back in the car, and we drive him back off at the hotel, and neither one of us said a word to each other. It was the most uncomfortable, odd feeling for an 18, 19-year-old kid you could ever imagine.
Well, he couldn't have been.
So now, fast forward to 1999.
Yeah.
We're going into the Hall of Fame together. I'm going in the 6th year as Nolan Ryan.
Wow. Wow.
We're sitting in the van driving to somewhere. The guys going in that year happened to be. So I asked Nolan, now that I'm a talkative, can't shut me up guy.
Sure.
Hey, Nolan, you remember going fishing with me back in 73? He says, "Yep." And I said, "Do you remember we never said 2 words to each other?" "Yep." And that was it. It's like, I know. In those days, there was not very good relationships between pitchers and hitters. And you know what? He was an old school guy, and I guarantee you, he did not want to be in that boat with me because I was the enemy and I was a hitter.
And so he just didn't want to talk. But he was good friends with Phil Garner.
Yeah, well, they played together in Houston.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he was a bad teammate. He was probably a great teammate.
Yeah.
He just didn't like the enemy, and I was the enemy.
I just heard a story about Bob Gibson. He said he hated going to the All-Star game because he had to spend time with guys he hated the rest of the year. He said he hated. And then there was another story I heard that his son faced him once, and he hit his own son.
I believe
Dominance.
it. I believe it. It was different times back then, and those stories, they sound entertaining and somewhat funny, but I'm telling you, they're not that far off. There was some seriousness to the opposition not liking each other.
All right. You go into that timeshare meeting and you
Yes.
bring some of that Nolan Ryan with you.
Yeah, you take something. You just say.
When
Yeah.
she asks you questions, you don't say a word.
Yeah, you don't even say yup.
Yup.
You
No.
just kind of grunt.
That's the problem. The two words I remember Nolan Ryan saying are yup. That could get me in a lot of trouble
just
today.
The attitude, not the word. You bring the attitude, not the word.
Just grunt a little bit. Hey, have you seen Just a Bit Outside yet? The documentary about the 82 Brewers?
I did see it in it. I don't know that the terminology for that stuff, but it was in its early stage. It still had stuff underneath it, like numbers and this
Oh,
and
okay.
that.
All right. Yeah, so it was raw footage.
It wasn't the finished product, but I did see the gist of the whole thing, yes. So the answer is yes.
So is that fun for you to watch, or is it painful for you to watch?
I've never watched it.
Oh, all right. All right.
I've never watched it in its true form. I saw it enough in the clip.
All right. When are you coming to town?
So the answer to your question is it's a little painful.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. When are you coming to town?
The ending is painful.
Yeah.
The rest of it is also the best times of my life. So I don't want to paint it too bad, too ugly a picture. But those were the greatest times and the hardest times in my baseball career, all wrapped up into about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the hardest
that's
times and the greatest times go together
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at with that.
All right. So you're coming to town when? When can we expect for you to just drop on by?
I kind of just ad-lib coming to Milwaukee these days.
Oh, sure. That timeshare's eating up all your time, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
And it's going to take up more of your time here shortly.
The word is no.
Well, I'm hoping that I'll leave more time to come to Milwaukee. That's the plan, at least.
All right. One more thing before we go. Bob Uecker passed away.
Yes, he did.
I mean, and it feels different when you turn on a Brewer game to start the season, and Uke's not in the booth. So,
yeah, he's obviously going to be missed by a lot of people. That was a tough one for all of us involved, and he's obviously irreplaceable, and I think about him every day, and I'm sure people in Milwaukee think about him every day, especially every time they listen to a Brewer broadcast.
do you wish you could take Uke to this timeshare meeting with you?
Boy.
We've spent time over here together, believe it or not. I just didn't get him into one of those meetings.
Hey, Robin, we appreciate the time, especially since you're in Hawaii on vacation and your wife is sitting there so patiently on the couch. But thanks for all your help with the MACC Fund over the years.
No, thank you guys. You guys, I'm telling you, I don't know, you do though. However many years you guys have been doing this, not just this, but everything you guys do for the MACC Fund, I can't thank you enough. And you guys are absolutely the best. And anytime you want to talk to me, I know it gets boring, but I'm available.
What?
Good, great stories. Thank you, Robin. Thanks very much.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Let me hear you say no one time before you go.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's
There we
it.
go.
Robin, great talking to you. Take care.
You guys.
Robin Yount, Hall of Famer, always is willing to help us out with the MACC Fund Radiothon. Just can't say no to a
How many other
time.
times did two Hall of Fame baseball players ride together in a car and not talk to each other?
We'll
And
never
then
know.
go
Did it happen a lot? Yeah, to go and spend the day fishing and then come back and still not talk. And then not talk years later.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Two answers. Yeah, it's the Bob and Brian MACC Fund Radiothon.
It's the Bob and Brian Radiothon to benefit the MACC Fund. Presented by Window Nation. Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer. More interviews and auction items still to come on 102.9 The Hog. Over 150